All right, we are going to work on 1-point perspective in a cityscape. So we need our ruler, we need a pencil and an eraser and a piece of paper, and that's all we need. So we are going to start with a street. We're going to look down on a street. We're going to pretend it's Market Street in San Francisco. That's my city by the bay. So I'm going to make about a 1-inch line. See this from here to here? It's going to be about 1 inch. I'm not going to be worrying about any of exact dimensions. Look, see, we're already crooked, and it's okay. We are just working on perspective and understanding how to find out how to draw with 1-point perspective. Now I'm going to put in here our double lines for the street. Of course, if this really was Market, this would be a whole turning lane, right? But we're going to take artistic license. Here's our sidewalk. There. And there. All right, so here's our street. If this was really Market, this would be a double line, right? This would be double lane. Oops. You'll do yours more carefully than that, right? And creating the dotted lines for our street. You'll see why in a second, because we're going to put cars on here. Here's a car. There's the windshield, front bumper, our side view mirrors, because this is a top view looking down on our city. And this looks like a delivery van. This is an Amazon truck. All right, we'll put a little bit of lights coming out, right? It's got light. Maybe it's a nighttime scene. All right, so that's kind of the scale of what we're looking at, right? We're going to put a dot right in the middle. That is the point of our perspective. Everything that we're doing in this drawing is going to go toward that point. So all of our vertical lines, our lines that you'd usually go up and down, right? When you're looking at something that's a vertical line, are all going to end toward that point. All of our horizontal lines are going to stay horizontalish, and there's some caveats to that, and I'll show you what they are. Caveat just means changes or different ways of doing things. So we're going to put a bunch of buildings on this side and a bunch of buildings on this side, and we're not going to be too particular about exactly how we're going to do it. I'm going to do a nice big building. This is the very top of a skyscraper right here. And I'm going to do another one a little bit longer and narrower on this one. And it really doesn't matter exactly. You don't need to worry about doing it exactly like I'm doing it. You can make it a little bit different. That's totally fine. I'm going to do another one here that goes kind of between these two. Vary it up a little bit and make this one really wide. It's another huge building. And let's see. Should we do something totally wild and crazy? No, let's just go with standard. That'll make it easier. You can do wild and crazy later, because you're going to learn how to do this, and you can make all kinds of wild buildings when you know what you're doing. Maybe on the other side we'll do a little bit of crazy. All right, so now we have that side, and I'm going to show you what we're going to do here for our buildings. We're going to line up our focal point to a corner of our building. And the closest ones to the focal point is what you want to start with. And then the lines that are closest this way to the focal point is what you want to start. So I want this building to end right about here, because that would be, so here we have sidewalk. Then we have like before the buildings, here's where the door would be of our building, right? So I want my building to go right about this length. I'm going to hold my ruler down right along, lined up at this corner and this point, and draw a line, right? Ending here. Now, do that again on this corner of the building to this point. Voila, now I'm going to draw the bottom of, this will be the foundation of the building, right? So it looks kind of strange like that, but I'm going to show you why in a minute it's going to be right. So I'm going to go then to this building, do the same kind of thing. I'm going to have this building end a little bit shorter than I had this building end. So here to here is right about where I had that ending. I'm going to do that again here. Whoop. Now, I'm going to have that, making sure that this line is horizontal. These are our horizontal lines. Do you see? This would be our vertical lines. Our vertical lines go toward our focal point, but our horizontal lines stay horizontal. Okay. There we go. Now we have one more side of the building over here, right? So we need that focal point here and this corner here. And we're going to draw a line that goes to that building. But it gets cut off because we see this building over it. But here's what we need to do over here. We need to get this to have that line so that that building has an end to it. Do you see? And I didn't do that quite right. Really, it should have, this line should have ended right here. But we're experimenting and enjoying and not being too particular because we're just getting the understanding of perspective. So now we're going to do this again. I'm going to have this building end right about here. Here to here. Do you hear my dog barking? That's Aurora. She wants to come in, but she doesn't get to. Okay, then our horizontal line, right, for the foundation, the base of our building. And then this lining up our focal point to here. There. And then this for the end of our building. Is it starting to look a little bit like buildings? Watch when I do this. This will start to really look like a building. So I'm going to create, like the top of the building has like the air conditioning units or whatever. So here I'm going to make sure that my lines are going toward that focal point still to give us our 3D effect right there. Okay, so is it starting to look a little bit like, see, this one actually needs to come down a little bit further. But are you seeing it? Are you seeing it? Like how a helicopter that's flying over a city would see it? All right, let's do this again over here. Focal point. End of corner there of the building. Again, this focal point, where should we have this one end? Probably like around here. I'm going to have this one end a little closer. Of course, it'll be all the way over here. But we know that that's kind of where we want it to end there. Now I'm going to slide this over, staying on the focal point again. Oops. Keep it nice and steady down here. Whoop. That goes to there. And this is our horizontal line. And then this goes there. La 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 la! We have some buildings now. Now watch this. If I want to do some lines, right, of like the windows of a building, they start, maybe this will be the floors of a building, they start wider apart and then they get narrower and closer together as it gets further away, but still within the same angles that we did, but horizontal. Do you see? I'm following this line right here, getting it smaller and smaller and smaller. Do you see how that gives that perspective? Woo! Oh, that's good. Now maybe we do a little doorway right there. That'd be a huge door. But there it is. All right, so maybe we do that again on this side. You can line it up with this. There. Line it up with the next one. There. Line it up with this next one. There. there, there, getting smaller and smaller, getting closer together to show our perspective. And I think there's going to be a side entrance over here too. What do you think? Side entrance. There's another set of doors right there. All right, are you seeing it? Is it coming? Watch this. We can do a circle on this one. We're going to do a circle here. But we needed to have it be 3D. And we need to have these lines be pointed toward our focal point, right? So, doot, doot. Now we're going to round that up. Oh, that doesn't look very good. That looks really weird. I'm not loving that. Let's see. Let's try something else. Let's do it a lot less. Do it really subtly. That looks better. All right, now let's do a nice large section here. This has a really big building up here. Now have those points go toward, have the sides of the building, even this little building, go toward your focal point. Doot. Doot. And put it together horizontal with this line and vertical with this line, right? All right, here we go. We're getting it. All right, now watch this. We're going to do something crazy with this one. See how I'm going along this line here? Go along that line. Now what do they need to do? They need to get smaller and closer together, right? Smaller, closer together to show perspective that it's getting further and further away to where it's essentially just a single line. All right. All right. Now over here, there's going to be buildings over here, right? So I'm going to create another little building. It's actually going to come off of the edge here. I'm going to have this come toward our focal point also. But we don't know. Our building might end way over here. It's not here that we want to go. So I'm going to have it come out here like this. And have it go like that. And then this one, go over here like this. And then this is going to go like, wait, no. How do we do this? Let's see. Ooh, this is hard. If we go like this, what will it look like? Does that look right? No, it doesn't look right. Let's see. We need this to come straight across here a little bit to give this a straight section. And this goes up. Does that seem right? Oh, hard to know. Okay, and then let's do it again. This would be another one going crazy like this. Another building that would be coming over here like this. Right? Something like that. And over here, same thing. We have another building. Let's put another building right back here. And here. And let's see, we'll put the top here. Top here. Then here. And then here. Something like that. All right, so we've got one side pretty good. And you guys know how to do this now, right? So you guys can do that over here. I'm going to show you little ways you could do it a little bit differently here. This way. Even do it like that. Here. 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 And what does it have to do as you get it? Follow the lines. Now it's going to get narrower and narrower. Closer together. Closer together. Whoops, I didn't do that one. Closer together. Maybe if I just look at it, it'll be easier at this point. And it's okay to do this in drawings where you just kind of eyeball it and you get the idea of it instead of the exact perfect. I think these should have all been out a little bit longer. All right, so now I'm going to go ahead and draw the other side and pull this around. I'm going to do it again over here. I'm going to do this so that I don't accidentally move the paper outside of the bounds of the video. That would be a bummer not to be able to see what I'm doing. All right, now here we go again. Buildings. Buildings. Let's make a curved building on this one. Are you ready? We're going to make a wide curved building on this one. Wide curved building. That'll be crazy, won't it? Smaller here. What kind of shape should we do here? Should we do a triangular building here? What kind of, no, let's not. We could. Do you want to see how to do that? All right. We'll do it right here. Like this. Something with a curved face there. All right, so here's our profile, our top profile, right, of our buildings. Our focal point. Have it stop right about there. Stop right about there. And here on this one, since it's curved, it needs to be curved. Okay. There's the next one. This building will go to about here. This is not right. Alright, how do we solve that, you guys? How do we solve that? That does not look right. It needs a third part to it. I have to think that through. Once you get the rules of perspective down, you can draw all kinds of crazy stuff. But it's getting those rules of perspective down that's helpful. Okay, so see how this has this line and then this needs to have that too. So if we have this coming in here, that's really what it needs to do, right? And then it probably has some kind of, maybe you see a little bit something like that. All right, this triangular building over here, same idea. This part comes in here, this part comes into here. We have, should I do that with it? Oh, loosen it. I don't know. Let's try it. Yeah, I think that's what you would do with it. You would take the same angle and come down here. I think that's what you would need to do with that. All right, that looks pretty good. All right, we need our other building over here. So we're going to pretend that we have a building that goes like this over here. We're not pretending. We're really going to put it in. But this building goes wider over here, right? So we're not going to use this corner to make our line. We're just going to pretend like the building's out here further. There. There. Let's see, let's pretend the building's way out here. But we want it to end more like this. So this one needs to come to me. Come down here. And then this goes back straight. Voila! Alright, now put more of your fun tops on it. Going toward the focal point. This will be a tall one. Should we do a short squatty one right into here? Smaller one. You don't really see anything else there, huh? Alright, now, this is, oh, I forgot this. And then this comes down here like this. There we go. All right. Have fun creating, guys. I'll do another one, another building back here. It goes way out here. Can't even see where it goes. All right. Now create. Figure out all your little creations of these guys. Put those all over where you want them. Some in circles, some in rectangles. Well, that looks more like a square. Maybe this one will have a rectangle. You can put some people walking on the sidewalk. Real small people, right? I mean, tiny people just having a good time. Just walking along. Maybe they have a dog on a leash. Little dog. Walking along. It looks like a turtle. We're walking our turtle along our road. But have fun with it. Create what you want. I'd love to see pictures.